you know, here seen picture is done with a Friedrich Merz's personal permission during yet another hijacking to Germany, where Friedrich was giving me a class, I should say a lesson, on how it shall be in 2018. Yeah, he actually asked me to replace also his face, and the best about he did, he threatened me with it was very difficult for me in 2018. Extremely difficult for me in 2018. They took the video down. They took most of the video associated with accounts that I used. They would take them down. They would just, you see, there was no trace of a Friedrich over there, but Friedrich was asking me to do that. And it was rough, just as I have written down here. I really had to escape to, you know, bizarre stuff to just remain alive, because to nowadays police did not resolve anything, you know. Well, we did not understood each other very well in this case, you know. Friedrich doesn't have an upper hand in this case. George Bush does not have an upper hand in this case. Bill Clinton does not have an upper hand in this case. Psychiatrists from Ljubljana Polje do not have an upper hand in this case. Slovenian government, American government, German government, no fucking government have an upper hand in this case. I also did not have one for a very long time, but I do have it. You have an upper hand when you prove without a doubt that a case like this was existing. That's when you have an upper hand. That's all there is, because the only thing you can do to the person is you can kill one. To kill people is the easiest thing to do. And we really did not understood each other already before, not in 2018, when I started to give the slaps to these people. I tried to remind them of what they had done to me. I tried. Yeah, you can see it here. This goes to 2018. I tried to remind them about what they have done with my life. I tried. I just really did my best possibly could to remind them to solve the fucking case. I tried to remind you, and the only thing I got is you're coming to this house here in the city of the Novo Mesto and even claim me that you're all guilty and that you all will have to go to the jail, that you all will have to pay for it, etc., etc., etc. Something I disagreed with it for absolutely no less than 38 years. If I ever mentioned any of you till 2012? No. No Western politician, nothing. Zero. Once you have created enough, or I should say substantial amount of health damage, that's when you took initiative in a completely different turn. beginning with Prince Charles, who demanded for me to acknowledge him in 2013 as king, and myself during the psychiatric hospitalization as nobody and nothing, a dirt. And you still did not get anything in return for your stuff, for your Illuminati stuff that you continue to inflict against me. Not only begin in the psychiatric hospital, but as is evident from my blog, throughout my entire life. And so, you know, this kind of slaps, they started to surface more and more and more and more often. You know that you created such a madness that I had to run to Russia to save my life in 2017. You know I was trying to board the plane in Warsaw for the Moscow, but couldn't because of the restrictions to Russia, to the Russian Federation. They imposed certain restrictions, literally discussing them inside of our house here in the city of the Novo Mesto, and made sure that I would feel those restrictions on my skin through the madness. And Germans are very, very, very well known for their philosophy of madness. The Germans alone acknowledge the system as extremely violent. That very often pushes people on the brink of the madness. And it's what they related to their biggest scientists and so on. In this case, this is a different kind of madness. It's about completely other issues. This is a case about the madness that concerns mad people involved in this. I'm just a product. I'm not even a product of these people. I'm just a product of God who made me, who grant me somehow the ability to survive these animals. Some way, somehow. For as long as I possibly could. I realized that American police watching this video here was using every opportunity to create good number of crimes against me. These police clips that you see here, they are delivered to me on my desktop based on what some American police officer told me. It's going to be FBI, whatever. It's a normal thing. You click on something and it's an algorithm that continue to deliver you, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Every idiot knows that. You have to be a scientist to know this stuff. And so they probably created to about how many of this I have seen, I do not know. There were not that great many because I don't want to waste my time on this stuff. But they must have created some based on the incidents where they would deliver me to through the police departments to get, obviously it became evident to me, a proof of the schizophrenia, of the mental illness. They must have delivered me over the years when it comes to like these body cams and stuff. Ugh. I don't know. I don't want to say to how many, but it was many. During MK Ultra, Slovenian police became, this was beginning 2005. They 2005, this stuff went viral. The stuff went viral with this body cams, with a police crime. Something that a psychiatrist, Peter Kapsch, hallucinated with Robert Golob. This garbage here, yes, this one here. They threatened me. We're going to inform him that you're a physician and so on. They intimidated with absolutely every issue you possibly can imagine. This is why I'm doing this stuff, so that you can always have, you can have all the directions and everything. You're my guest. This was my psychiatrist previously, so you're notifying him something is wrong about me and so on. Should give him the right to intervene in it. That is, if he wants to try a luck. That is, if Psychiatric Hospital Ljubljana Polje wants to try a luck. That is, if any police department out there. That's how weak you are. That's how weak you are. Remember the way I started this video? That's how weak you are. A garbage that you see here. You see this garbage here. He removed a lot of photos from the internet. A lot of photos from the internet he removed. He used to have a different photos he was using that he presented me during MK Ultra as a photos of, depicted himself to me as a Russian, as a Jew. Well, he was looking forward to anti-Semitic issues. He was looking forward to hatred against the Russian people and so on, to awaken. This is how people are destroyed. And based on his words, he concluded, I will see in which direction you are moving. That means if I would be moving toward pro-Russian, or I would be moving toward German, it would depend on which photos he would leave to stick around on the internet. Oh yes, he had a complete control over the photos on the internet. Absolutely every photo that he posted on the internet. That's the only control he did not have, is the stuff I do. And, well, it's probably what makes him complete, in a shit sense. The photos he reserved would stay, based on what I see here, they would be photos that would be used to depict himself more like a German, like a Western type of an individual. But I was very precise about who this guy was. Nobody's going to say to me that you did not understand on the blog about what this guy, whom this guy represented, what exactly he wanted. You can't go wrong about the stuff I explained on the blog about this man, who this man was, what this man wanted, and so on. This is a KGB guy. This is a Udba guy. This was one of the biggest supporters of Milan Kucan, this man right here. This was one of the biggest supporters of Milorad Dodik. This was one of the biggest supporters of Aleksandar Vučić, whom he would even mentor on how to depict themselves socially to be more acceptable. I was very clear about who this guy was and what he wanted here in Slovenia, with Kucan, with Pahor, Fajon, and so on. Well, it would have been nice if I had people willing to understand about my situation here in Slovenia, because I no longer advocate this Slovenian so-called independence for obvious reasons. And so I believe that will be accomplished through the United States of America through a great number of the people that would take my side rather than especially white people in the United States of America. Because why white people in the United States of America? Why was I into, especially I'm going to say why I was into white people, connecting myself with white people in the United States of America and the West. Why was it so important to me? Well, because the people of darker complexion naturally have seen themselves in people from Serbia. That's based on skin complexion. These days you don't get to see the Serbs. But Serbs, in a majority, are not very light-skinned people. It is just as simple as this. Serbs demanded for me to get exterminated as a baby, as a child. They chose on which side I'm going to be. They chose the side for me, which side I'm going to be. They did this in a most hateful, racial purity, Adolf Hitler-based ideology against me. They wanted to turn me with the Russians into a visible public neo-Nazi figure, so that I would go and around the world disseminate hatred, which I unfortunately did fall for. Actually, I did not fall for anything. I just didn't have a choice. I don't regret absolutely anything, because it made the whole world so much better. Today, the world is well aware about, everybody's aware about its being. Whether you go to Asia, Africa, South America, United States of America, Western, Eastern Europe, everybody knows where his place is. I don't regret any of that shit. So, naturally, I connected myself to light-skinned Americans, because I was certain that when you run from the devil, and it doesn't have nothing to do with the dark complexion, other races and so on, with China and India taking a Russian side most severely, and you know that that Chinese and Indians, if they wanted to see the different, the opposite, and they did, in many cases, Indian people and Chinese sympathized with me. It appeared to me, though, both countries sympathized with me behind the back. But during MK Ultra, what is MK Ultra? MK Ultra is cash for violence. So, if you don't do violence, you're not going to get paid. So, do I need to explain more about it? This is a military police operation. I was asked about what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra have so many fucking definitions that I could write you a book of 500 pages where I would be giving you definitions like I gave you right now about what MK Ultra is. Which is a police officer here at Novomesto tried to summarize into half a sentence, basically. It's just a brainwash. No. MK Ultra is just so much more than a brainwash. MK Ultra is just so much more than brainwash. It's a poisoning. It's all kinds of stuff. It's killing. It's a systematic killing. There's so many definitions that apply to MK Ultra that it can't be summarized in one fucking sentence. And that second part that I mentioned, he didn't even want to know about. My father getting killed at home for elderly people, or whatever was done to me under MK Ultra. And that included breaking me teeth, spine, poisoning liver, kidney, and so on. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. I have proven my case. I am free as a bird. I'm completely free. I don't give a three fuck about your light skin, dark skin, whatever fucking skin you are. I don't care. I don't give a three fuck about. You're good or you're bad for me now. That's all there is. Everything else in between, all that Friedrich Merz Scheisse shit. Nah. It doesn't work no more. It used to be a Cash Patel. But the Cash Patel... Oh, Cash Patel is... I placed a video about him just yesterday, haven't I? All that racist shit that was instilled in me, it makes zero. It equals to zero at this point. So, it's important for me to explain. It doesn't matter what race you are, what skin you are, or whatever the fuck you are. This concerns to you. This is about the good and about the total evil. I was not direct with the Friedrich Merz. I was not direct with the Ursula von der Leyen. I was not direct with the Donald Trump, and I was not direct with... It became King Charles. I was not direct with any of these royals, politicians. I was just doing my shit. But on my blog, you could see that slaps started to increase, and they were merciless. Friedrich Merz was very worried about, we're gonna be in shit, and then we will nobody to help. Ursula won't be able to help. I won't be able to help. Then you only have to put my head over there instead of this guy, and that makes us two. You're going to destroy us, and so on. Really? I'm going to destroy us. Who is this going to destroy us? You were coming to this house with the Bill Clinton, with Bush, and you were giving me an ABC about, oh, well, you know, no, we are bad people. We have to go to jail and so on and so forth. You really made a decision. I wasn't making any decision. I acted as a mirror. I mean, in 2010, I started to talk about MK Ultra in Sweden. I pointed you out the existence of MK Ultra. And the only thing you did is you increased the torture. And in 2012, you dumped me into the psychiatric hospital. In 2018, I produced overwhelming amount of physical proofs about existence of MK Ultra, including the audio recordings from people who confirm existence of MK Ultra. The only thing you came up with is with more persecution, more madness. That basically is forced unemployment. It starts to extreme forms of violence in the kindergarten, throughout entire school, education, even the military, and then you're left in a madness through unemployment. So that more and more and more MK Ultra torture through MK Ultra, killing through MK Ultra can take place. But I survived for 53 years, which is unheard of. Stuff I managed to produce is also unheard of. All the way to the tops, the heads of the people, heads of the state, royals, kings, queens, what else the fuck you want? The world never had a better overview about who these people, what they are all about. I wasn't doing it. They were doing it to themselves. They were doing it to themselves because they needed to portray me as ultimate evil in this world. I was giving you warnings, though, just as I stated. I was giving you warnings. Proportionally with the shit that you loaded against me, I was giving you warnings. In 2018, you still did not want to stop it. You created a big fucking circus. Not even in 2018 you did not want to stop. All through, you should, based on your own claims, stop this already in 2016. And you did not. It's 2025. I know that your salaries are very good. I know that you make a lot of money. And I know that as long as your life is not in danger, you're just fine with it. I completely understand that. I totally get you. I totally understand this. You're just public servants. And that's all there is. And there is so many, so there is nothing to. Then there was this philosophy about, that was a Donald Trump's philosophy. How many it takes to save one, was the philosophy. How many it takes to save one? A philosophy which was extremely harassing. With even my father suggesting me at Home for Elderly People, they would vote, that it's going to be voting. Yeah, they started to brainwash they're going to be voting. With the psychiatrist cops loaded long time, Milan Kucan, all these Slovenian ex-communists, as they presented themselves to a Chinese so they can get the support from them. They were using communist issues to pose in front of Indian people, Chinese people, people in Africa, and so on, you know. On one side you have royals, on the other side you have the so-called communists, and this circus go and go and go and just get you killed in every part of the world. Using you and basically destroying you at the same time. Weird kind of tourism, really. For which American police officers told me, they told me, that much in respect to the earlier when I stated to you, a light skin and so on. They told me they will be doing bad stuff. Collection of the proofs about the schizophrenia. They told me, I told them, but why, but you know, these people are the people like this, and these people are people like that, and these people wanted to exterminate you, which is nothing more than true. They wanted to nuke Britain and America and everything. I mean, they are fucking half-mad people. And, you know, it's just hard to believe that it will be exactly the people like this that would eventually, as police officer told me, support them. He said to me, yes, but he said to me, this is true what you're saying, but at least they are government. He said, at least they are government, so we have some way, some form of communication with them. If we don't work with them, we're not going to have any kind of communication with them. So, man, you know, he explained to me, he clarified to me a lot of issues about what the fuck this is going on. It's just impossible for me to believe that something like this would be, well, regardless of it, I can also see here, the police made sure that they would make me understand. I see here also the article today, that's about Austrian police. I see this article here. They made me understand that this is the way it is, that this actually is the case, that they do work together on a grand scale. next to one another. And the fact of the matter is that, you know, I don't need any of this stuff. I don't need any of this shit. Do I need this? No, I don't need this. I told you, this case should have been stopped in 2010. And instead, you went ahead and just burned me another 15 years. Practically killed my father. Destroy him life too. Turn one against another into a game of death inside of this house. Into complete game of death. It's unbelievable, the stuff that you have done. Demanding from the mother to acknowledge father as ultimate enemy, and from me, and driving father preliminary insane to the degree that he decided through the torture would see who is the one is trying to get rid of him. Oh, fucking insane. The guy was insane his entire life. Violent. Yeah, you go to empower him with the idea that he will become a judge inside of the house. Through the torture will be deciding. Next to Milan Kucan, next to this apparatchiks about who is trying to do what and this and that. What kind of madness the fuck is this? I mean, through the forced unemployment that I suffered throughout the life and so on. What kind of fucking madness is this? Then you have the daddy dumping you in a psychiatric hospital with your niece that worked all her life to get you killed through the psychiatric hospital. At your age 38, once you return from the United States of America, after 11 and a half years like I did, in 2006, it being forced to run for my life from what should have been my homeland, so that you can get more damage done, harm. And a few years later, dumping into the psychiatric hospital through complete madness, lies, crap. I'm not going to say that you have more than enough chances, but you are out there only for one thing. You are out there to kill. So I don't give a three fuck about your forms of assistance, your forms of what you, about your sweet talk. It could be like this, it could be like that. No, it could never be like this, and it could never be like that because of what I stated. You had one plan all along only. And you know what? When it comes to those slaps, I gave you those warnings on my blog. I have you enough. I have you enough, eh? I had enough of your neo-Nazi white power bullshit crap. I ain't gonna put up with it no more. I put up with it for too long. I gave you a credit for genocide, claiming that you are out there to help me out, which is fucking unheard of. I did the right thing. I don't regret anything. Because with me, the whole world got to see who you are. I get it. You don't want to work with the people. You want to work with the governments. You just want to troll people into a trap. Then you want to use those people to cut the deals with the governments from behind. I get it. I understand. It's all clear. Understandable. Till you actually get killed them together with the governments, wherever those people are from. That's okay. It's understandable. I get it. I am going to come back to this case at the end of this video. Right now, I want to do this one here. The woman that you see here, this one here, this cutie, this really beautiful woman, This was truly beautiful woman. Look, this was filmed in, what it says right there, 2000 and is it 2020? Let me see that. Let me just see this. 2023, is it? I don't know. It doesn't matter, because it won't make any difference if it was 2023 or it was in 2020. It's not going to make any difference. The fact of the matter is that this lady, I could do a lot more about this stuff. I think it was like in 98 that she was out of the school, if it's to believe any of it. She was up to no good. She was just looking for some daddy that would pay her bills, basically. Fuck her, pay bills, and collect money from through Social Security, through like handout business, you know. I liked her though. This beautiful female, beautiful girl. But I had no idea knowing about how things are this in the United States of America. I had no fucking idea about how things are. And so it was established that I'm no good in the USA. When I was in America in 98, I was in the US. They established that I'm not fucking good. That the only thing I would do is I would learn from her, using her, how to collect the handouts from the state, and she and I would just obviously screw one another and collect the money from the state. That's what he came out. I remember she had me at whatever employment, state employment location, and I got to meet, there was some black lady and this and that, and they came up with everybody's going after their life, everybody is trying to make a life, and so on and so forth, and the two of you are going to be like this and so on, this is not the right guy for you, and so on, and blah 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 blah. So I will not forget what happened in 2011. In 2010, they started that she is selling the drugs in 2010. And it was this warning signs already before that she is selling the drugs, that she is doing, that she is reselling the drugs. So therefore, what you see right there would not even be recorded in 2020 or 2023, like I said. It goes into her drug dealing problem, goes all the way to 2008. It was up to no good. This was just daddy here, daddy there, and also basically, I don't know, easy way, easy life, I don't know. In 2011, more and more police started to appear during MK Ultra. In 2010, they claimed they're going to arrest her, and nothing happened. In 2011, they did a setup. Whoever this was, this sheriff, and guys are gonna whatever, blah 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 blah. And then it was sometimes in I think it was 2012. Might have been 2012. I'm trying to picture this stuff. It was in 2011, before I was dumped into the psychiatric hospital in Ljubljana Polje, that they stopped her like this. Just on this, it appears like on this spot here. On this particular spot. And they stopped her again. In 2012, this started to develop. And they stopped again in 2013. And they stopped again in 2014. And they stopped again in 2015 with police officers from Novo Mesto, investigator whom they have used to deliver me. And earlier I stated to you, year 2005, psychiatrist Peter Kapsch, Robert Golob, I mentioned to you. The biggest problem the police had, Slovenian police had, it was like a mega problem, was rushing me from one location to the other. The police here from Novo Mesto became mad because, with assistance of psychiatrists from Ljubljana Polje, they had a whole fucking team of people, and they demanded more people to be sent with me so that one could be arranging the reservations, car reservations, plane reservations, hotel rooms, and so on. This is the way it was. And the only thing they would do is they would flick me. You need to understand the word flick. Flick means like you change the channel. You watch the TV, you take the remote control and you flick between the channels. So they were flicking me between the incidents that were video recorded on a camera. And this started even before 2005. This shit started in like 2002, something like that. And 2002, 2003, it was all about which police department is going to get a body cameras. We're going to get a body cameras. In 2005, our police, Novo Mesto police, was overwhelmed by this. They claimed this is too many fucking problems and so on. Actually, probably by 2003 even. And this is what I told you, that they demanded from the government, from Slovenian government, to give them more people so they can be more, and they were having good times. Traveling around the world. Free flight tickets. Employed at psychiatric hospital Ljubljana Polje or at the private clinic or wherever, and they cover for one another, disappearing, moving back and forth throughout the world, enjoying, basically getting what psychiatrist Peter Kapsch stated, the best time of his life. Money saved for what he claimed vacations. Even I didn't have the impression that he saved the money like this through vacation, because he continued to vacation next to that. The whole fucking life was nothing other than majestic, holiday. But they compensated this through more crime, through more corruption for local companies, for the Slovenian government looking for the deals and all kinds of stuff. That kind of shit went on. So, in 2015, the Novo Mesto police officer states, but this happened one time earlier, no? But it didn't happen one time. It happened a few times earlier. You understand? 2015, police officer from Novo Mesto tells American police officer, and this already happened one time before, no? No. In my head was immediately, no, you're wrong, man. It happened a few times already before, not once. But I play stupid, I go along with this. And he says, American police officer says, no. And the two start the dialogue. So this is the first time that happened? Yeah, this is the first time that happened. Oh, okay. 10-4, copy that. We're gonna just stop this shit here. This here is a Nissan Maxima. Is this American white neo-Nazi boss, director from wherever, from this police department or whatever. Sturdy boy. You know, when the snake is going like to scare you away, I don't know how you say that. Sikania, we say in Slovenian language. I don't know how you say that in English. Yeah. So it was a in my face. Oh, fuck you. It's the kind of car you like. That's the one. That's the one we're gonna fuck you with. I had no idea about what the fuck went on, what they're doing, but I don't know. I don't know whether these people believe that I'm a total moron, total idiot, that I'm stressed out so much, or due to lack of sleep, which they anticipated going to use to prove my being mentally ill. I would not go and do my homework, which in many cases I have not done one. I did there's cases out there that I did screw myself talking, and I did not screw myself. I already explained. MK Ultra is just MK Ultra. In MK Ultra does not even determine if the person says to you the certain structure someplace was there 10 years before that structure was there. I already explained to you everything about the Googles, three-dimensional Googles they have used, all kinds of issues like this. This is what I call extra. This is extra. This is extra. This is a special assistance, no longer to Friedrich Merz or Ursula von der Leyen or King Charles, but literally to the police, to save the police lives. It's a special assistance, of course it is. The stuff I'm talking about, I shouldn't be talking about no more. We shouldn't be talking about these things no more. Look how many videos, best in the world videos I produced. And we continue to, with proofs, supported with the proofs. And I continue to lesson about what MK Ultra is and how and so on and so forth. So how the fuck is this not a special extension, a special extra for the police? The police in my case is fucking useless. It doesn't matter. I don't want to see you as a police officer in front of my door and say to me, oh, this case existed and so on. Who gives a fuck what you have to say? Who cares about what the fuck you have to say? Your opinion, your blah blah blah, based on what I stated in this video, is not worth fucking shit. Right? Am I correct? If you provide the amount of proof stuff I did, it clearly dictates that you enforced certain issues beyond needed, beyond reasonable to prove if it was to look on a police officer as a form of assistance, to prove existence of certain crime or something. You did not enforce them beyond reasonable to establish that it was for assistance, but you enforced them with go to get me killed, like was on October the 30th, 2024, when I was literally delivered at the psychiatric hospital Ljubljana Polje for filing complaint at Novo Mesto police station against MK Ultra procedure. Actually against the genocide. Fuck the MK Ultra. What the fuck is the MK Ultra? Few people even understand what MK Ultra is. MK Ultra are simply drugs that are used to drug the people up so then anything can be done with the people. including the brainwash. But when I say anything can be done to people, the foremost sickness, physical injuries becomes more than brainwash. No, is that more important? You are using these extensions further with hope to keep me in uncertainty, because why, this garbage that you see right there, SCUM, insisted that it could be like this and it could be like that from London. From London they insisted, you go ahead and you do this and we will confirm it and so on. We will confirm it. You don't have to worry about no confirm it no more, just as I explained. It's not for you to worry about confirm it or not confirm it anymore. Your days of what you have to say here, they aren't worth fucking shit. What is your, what you have to say? What you have to say is not worth anything. You have already proven with the acts on what exactly you mean, how you want to have it done. Beyond absolutely any doubt that you have proven with your acts about who you are, what you are. It would be up to me to go and cause myself even more damage by giving you any kind of credibility. By giving you any kind of credibility at this point in time, you all understand it would be very bad for me. It would be fatal for me. That's one thing. And the second thing about this stuff is, videos like, not this one, like, this is okay. The videos about, oh, I identified this one and I identified that one and this and he was this and he was that and so on and so forth. Through the years, through the British colonial neo-Nazi empire run by United States of America, Germany, Scandinavia, clearly translates into overdo. You overdo, anything you overdo has a negative impact. Bad consequences. It's counterproductive in every fucking way. And it even screws up the rest of the humanity, because it depicts you like somebody who is invincible, in absolutely control of everything. It's important to understand you have no control in this case. Zero control. You can kill, but that's all you can do. As for the rest of my life, the videos are going to sound like this one. It means she's going to be very bad. For you, it's going to be the same like for Bill Clinton, for George Bush, and for everybody else. And I don't give a fuck if you're a uniformed police officer, wherever the fuck you are. You are going to be viewed as the same thing. Completely indifferent. Yes, I do believe it's better to kill 10,000 Satanists, Lucifers, absolutely, than one good person. Yes, I do believe. Yes, killing 10,000 Lucifers. Imagine killing 10,000 Lucifers. Imagine what kind of price. Imagine how much the humanity would be better off. Think different. Look at yourself in the mirror, scum. Look at yourself in the mirror when you step in front of people. You who said you're going to have a power of vote. You have no fucking right to exist, scum. When you come in front of me, you understand? You have no fucking right to even exist. Not that you're going to talk to somebody about how you're going to vote and you're going to decide how many it takes to save one and so on. Much better to have 10,000 of you dead than a single good person destroyed because of you. The lady is stopped because of the
You have your license, registration, proof,
suspicion to of in possession with drugs. She committed few traffic violations, and yes, of course, when they are trying to bust you, do a control, they stop you on a minor, you know, whatever. It could be minor offenses. Oh, well, you can see here, barely speeding, right? It's not about barely speeding. It's about minor violations being used actually to get to the bottom of something else. The car, this one here, let me just see if I can assure you that I did investigate this vehicles. Let me see, what else do we have here? The police car that you see right there, you're gonna see 2015. It could pass through the 2015. No. I'm not gonna say if you don't want to do it the nice way, we're gonna do it this way. No. I explained to you. I already explained to you. We're done. We are through with it. That's it. For me, that's enough of it. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to do it, the stuff that you hallucinated in our house, that I'm going after you, that you're going to be all locked and this and that. That's the way we're going to do it. You just did not understood. You will understand. This is basically classic Ford Explorer from what I see, most likely 2015. Already was manufactured. Before that I did, before this I did this Toyota Camry, and I realized, I remember also Japanese that were in this, talking with the police about this issue. That's why especially I know that this was the model they manufactured between 2010 and 2015. Because police investigated this car, every car, when the car was made and this and that. And they had a problem with when the car was made. And they had a problem together with the Japanese, so that I would remember when the initial incidents took place, therefore before 2015, to make myself clear. Do you understand? Well, this is the trap they have used to convince that this did not happen in 2015, but before 2015. Do you understand me what I'm trying to say? They do a brainwash for every vehicle. They start the storytelling for every car, because they know that you're going to go through the cars. Remember, this is going to be released sometimes in the future. So the idea behind this police crime is to convince you that it has a certain history, that it has a... Listen, man. I remember these guys, all kinds of police officers that did claiming me this is going to be form of assistance and so on, etc., next to the death threats, you know? They're hilarious. It's going to be form of assistance and so on. If you're going to do this, we're going to go to the jail. I will go to the jail. You have a police officer talking in your face, he's going to go to the jail, and appears to be a nice guy. Do you understand me, what the fuck I'm saying? You need to understand me here. You need to understand me. If you're a police officer, you need to understand me why the fuck you're going to go into jail. You're going to go into jail because you crossed every reasonable limit. Everything reasonable in this case. You did not consider me as a human being. You considered me as less than animal. In 2012, 38 years of my life was already wasted, destroyed, deleted. In 2010, when you should have stopped this case, I was of age, I think 36, something like that. You understand? You're not going to go to the jail because you try to fuck. Do you understand me what I'm saying? Only. You're not going to go to the jail only because you try to fuck. You will go to the jail because of what I stated. Because there is reasonable suspicion that you continue to do harm, that you continue to do stuff with idea to cause more harm, more injury, more damage. Do you understand? And there's no way you're going to clean this one of your record. This isn't about only about causing the damage, deleting somebody's life and so on. But it's about your, what kind of ethics do you even have? I mean, none, obviously. No Hitler soldier had any anyways. So understandable. Understandable. We're not going to get into that stuff. You're different. I'm different. If I was one of you, you never would have even tried, even think about something like that. I know for sure that absolutely everything got to do with the racial issues. That's one thing. The second thing is what I already explained. Beyond absolutely any doubt that you were motivated in causing more and more and more and more harm, and became in a process so desperate to, like I'm going to use in this example, to portray me as a schizophrenic, as mentally ill through the lack of sleep, through the lack of finances foremost, through the lack of reasonable, way to live, to be alive. There was this Serbian physician, a Serbian doctor, a Serbian doctor, a Serbian physician. And he was not the only physician like this. It was not the Serbian. They also have American like this too. And they were giving a hope to the Prince Charles, now King Charles. They were giving him a hope. And the way they did him a hope, the way they were giving him a hope was through, I saw his videos on the Facebook, He was all the time during MK Ultra. Ako nije napravljeno naravno, and they have the same shit, American physicians, if it's not a nature-made, do not eat it, do not eat it, do not eat it. If it's not the nature-made, do not eat it. Do not eat it. And then I have a Charles, you hear this? Really? If it's not nature-made, don't eat it. You put somebody on a fucking unemployment for 53 years, it's good, because it's natural, it's fucking normal to spend jobless his entire life. Madness is a way of life, isn't it? Isn't it? What the fuck were you trying to prove with this case? What the fuck were you trying to prove about the nature if it's not natural, but you eat healthy and you don't eat healthy while drowning in depression? Pushing, inciting into suicide my entire life since I was a baby. What do you try to say? If nature did not make, don't eat it. You eat healthy and so on. What the fuck you try to tell about this, man? You old fucking British, stinking, sick, degenerated garbage from Buckingham Palace. What the fuck are you trying to tell here to the world? You were teaching the world that I eat shit food and so on. What were you trying to tell about this stuff? I had people like Bear Grylls involved in it who just couldn't fucking believe that I was capable to go on and on and on and on with stuff like this. On one side, it was people that could not understand how the fuck I cope with this. On the other side, I had a scum, physicians, doctors, so fucking smart that you could possibly not believe. Coming with all kinds of recipes, smart health advice, I don't know what. Next to the burned pans, literally a neighbor here, Andrei Uhl, was delivering inside of the house on behalf of Method Yerman to feed me during MK Ultra. They were playing with the cancer issues, with insane stuff they were playing with. And you're gonna fucking talk to me about if the nature did not made it, do not eat it. By the way, I saw you. I know who you are. By God, if this case comes through, you as a physician, that you did this shit. My God, you're gonna get fucking invitations to the court to explain what exactly you meant. If the nature did not make, don't fucking eat it. You like madness. You like madness. Madness is what you like. This is the way you like. You like to see yourself. You see what people do. You like madness. You're gonna fucking love the court invitation when it comes to you. This is a universal case. This concerns every human being around the world. This is not a war in Ukraine. It's big. It's fucking big. It's not the first time, but it's the first time somebody has proven beyond any doubt it exists. It's the stuff that is done to people. The people under the bridge, the people in the forests, the people all over the place can testify that exists. The madness through the forced unemployment, through the psychiatry, exists on a grand scale. Last year, 24 million Americans moved from one place to another. 24 million Americans last year were moving around like a cockroaches. Why do people do this stuff? The people do this stuff because when they find themselves in a certain element and that element becomes too familiar to them, talking about MK Ultra, talking about the general motors of death, psychiatry, they preferably to relocate to another location when the faces are not familiar yet and crime yet have to take place, to avoid altercations with the people involved in MK Ultra on a previous location and so on. Do I need to explain what MK Ultra is? Why do you move in the United States of America so much if this is so funny? The homeless people are so funny. And they lazy, and they good for nothing, etc., etc. Why? But I mean, this is the way they are presented. Like, yeah, it's a homie under the bridge. Fuck him. It's that one over there. They just don't want to work. They want the government stamps and so on. There is also people like that. There is people who do fucking shit nothing. It's people like this you have to. If that's not the case, why do you have so many people moving around? Like, what's happening? People should pay a lot to what MK Ultra is, health-wise. People get addicted to the drugs through the use of MK Ultra also. It's all kinds of social sicknesses that are being used. And based on their age, and society is becoming sicker and sicker. Did you notice that people are getting more and more and more sick with all kinds of sicknesses that never even existed? Did you notice these things? That they are fucking inventing all kinds of stuff, new sicknesses they're discovering and so on. Did you notice this shit? If you look my case, you can see that proportionally with the age that they were poisoning, they were causing more and more and more devastation to the body, more and more damage. And it was all based on average age, what the people suffer from, just as I explained you. They rationalize absolutely everything. Including to what will become retina, yellow spot, blindness, basically. This shit concerns everybody on the planet. It does not concern certain group of people, certain nation or whatever. It concerns everybody. This is the real World Health Organization, not the one at the United Nations. What the fuck are they even doing at World Health Organization at the United Nations? What the fuck are these people even doing inside in there? What are they doing? Anybody knows what they're doing? They're doing nothing. They're providing what is known as an immediate response to the affected areas. So, for me, that's nothing. If you don't cure the root cause of the problem, you are only aggravating one. Am I correct or not? Yes? So what are they doing? They're throwing money away. And they're not even solving the issues that already are solved by the people themselves, like it was in my case. And what they're doing their best to cover up for those that paid them the mullah, the salaries, the money. It's a business. The Toyota Camry 2010, 2015, this probably made in 2015. It is very important to pay attention to the Nissan Maxima is behind. It's right there, it's behind. It's just what I want to do, what I need to do now is we're gonna go like this, turbo from the beginning, the way this stuff is, because I have another suspicion here. That's why I did not even investigate that yet. Toyota Camry 2015, as is evident, is visible. Then you have here, you have you can see from behind, you can see a car. A Nissan Maxima. It's a problem with a Nissan Maxima. Not only I'm not from United States of America, but this was truly problematic car because this is a Nissan Maxima 2018, and when you look at this car with the lights and so on, there is even picture like this one here. And this lights, everything is like the one that you see right there on the, on the video. You will actually think that this is being assembled also in 2015, right? Unless you click on the image, and then you can see the article is actually from 2021. You know what I mean? And this was really one of my favorite cars. This was truly one of my favorite cars. Nissan Maxima, for sure. I like that car. Apparently the car was no good because of many mechanical issues. If you're interested in buying one, the car had a lot of problems, technical problems. And also the fuel consumption was not exactly the best one. But sure enough, design-wise, it was the most appealing car to me. I see that the new Honda Civic looks very much like this car here. Now, if you look at a car like this, and like I said, I'm not from the US, the difference between 2020, it's like a minimal difference. And the difference you can see is like in a triangle, and then you see a slide, you can see the mask change. You see it? And that's the only difference you get for Nissan Maxima between, I don't know, 2022, you see this shit? And or 2015, right? So Toyota Camry was 2015. So now we have a real problem here. You understand me what I'm saying? Now, so you have here Nissan Maxima. Look at that, and this is again, we're talking about model of 2020, 2022, and so on. That triangle right there under the headlights, it's different, with a small difference also in a grill. You can see the difference. If you look under the headlights, it's got a different setting than from this one, right? It's got a triangle, you can see it. But otherwise, it's got the same hood, it's got the same lights, headlights, everything, you know. So, remember when I told you about 2015, when a police officer stated to me, well, you know, but it was 2015 and this and that. You did this before already, no? And American said, uniform said, no, we did not. So, you understand where we are getting. So the only thing I see is shit, nothing over there when it comes to Nissan Maxima. Let's continue to just slide forward. Toyota Camry, finally I get to read. I helped myself by using a screenshots. It was easier to identify. Another police vehicle arrived, right? Something like that. You can see that Ford over there also in the back, this and that. Yeah, you can see that in the back, the Ford. As you do a careful evaluation of the Ford, where the hell is this? I took the screenshot of this. I have the picture right there for the Ford that I identify him also. So what I go through this so that I demonstrate you exactly how this stuff is. I didn't do the Honda Accord. That's the only car I did not do. And I'm really curious about how that's going to play out. I have to see about that one. Well, so far I've been very, very unsuccessful in finding this Ford. So, fuck this. Let's go here. Okay, I don't get the... so this must be toward the end then. That must be then toward the end. That's basically when they take him inside of the... inside of the car, I guess. Yeah, the only thing, folks, what we're going to do is, it doesn't matter whether you're American or you're Slovenian, you're now in the same shit. That's how you want it, we're going to do it this way. Nothing. The only thing that's going to happen is, through the state prosecution, that kind of stuff, special police departments investigating you and placing you behind the bars one by one. I don't care. I don't give a three fuck about it. That's your job. Your job is crime prevention. Your job is prevention of the corruption. You're law enforcement. That's what you are in charge. That's your job. That's your employment. That's what you are for. I think that I got more sick by believing that there is something out there that is siding with me than with anything else. I should have taken this kind of attitude already before, and I would be much, much, much better off just basically minding my own business and doing my own stuff. And doing exactly the videos like I'm doing now, today. Way too late, but still it's not too late. They were using next to real body cams, just as I already have explained, and they also brainwashed me with that stuff. They were also using the body cams without a timestamp on it, for which they guaranteed me, insisted me that psychiatrist cops took a lot of time to do the quizco with me, to interrogate me if I know how it's done, the timestamp and so on, and that kind of stuff. Really, really primitive stuff. Which makes me wonder, how exactly would it be? What exactly would it be if I was, if something would be wrong with me? What about if something would be wrong with me and I would not, if I would be, let's say, with the lower intelligence quotient, what that gives you as a police officer? Nowadays the police officers claim that they're communists. Every police officer from Novo Mesto police station, including Igor Juršić. Igor Juršić is the director, Janez Ogulin, Zajcek and so on. They claim that they are communists. That they are communists. And demanded from me to acknowledge that helping people is require one to be a communist. Do you understand me what the fuck I'm saying? How the hell would it be if I was a little bit, if my intelligent quotient was really, or if I got injured more from these drugs, brain injured? How the hell would that be? What kind of form of assistance is that? If you call yourself a communist and you present yourself as somebody who absolutely, you claim me. Think about. Our work is to help people. Our work is to. I mean, you can see that fucking car on the side all the time. Hey, look at it. Hey, there you go. I just got a screenshot somehow, some way, is what I'm trying to make the point. This is the car. It's a license plate right there. It's legitimate. So how would it be if I had a problem, I had some kind of a mental problem? You as a communist, what kind of work would you do in this case? What exactly you present yourself as a communist, that your job is to help people, that every police officer is a communist because must help people and so on and so forth. So explain to me how much you helped me in this case. If I was a little bit retarded, if I was a little bit different, and you don't have to be retarded in this case. In this case, it's impossible you would be retarded because they needed somebody extremely strong physically and extremely mentally healthy. Because if the person is not, he gets drowned through the madness too quickly. It's finished. It's just a statistic. And as a statistic, there's nothing you can do with a person like this. The main task of this so-called MK Ultra was espionage, warmongering. Hate was the main stuff. This is what they were using me for. You use a canine dog. Think about this stuff. When you talk to somebody, you police officer, you have something to do with the police, be fucking honest and be honest with the people. Hey, the only thing I have not done it, that's a Ford Explorer. This is this one here. They did have, just as I pointed out, in 2000, and it appears clearly here that this is identical to the one you see here, 2016, based on the lights, right? The stuff, the way you see it. pretty much identical setting. And so the only car I have not done is, based on what I see, this is Honda Accord here. This stuff that I do, this kind of stuff here, this is just a waste of time. This is not assistance to me. This is my assistance to you. That's what the fuck this is. This is my assistance to you, so that you can say that you are doing something. So that you can say that even maybe you are trying to help me next to your video recordings, that you film yourself next to me and so on. But frankly, when it comes to your help, nobody deserves this kind of police. Nobody deserves to be the victim of this kind of police. Then we have this. Is it? What is this here? This car? I don't even know what the fuck this is. This is Dodge or whatever, and I'm not gonna go do that one. There was some kind of Honda Accord, I think, that they arrived also. I think it was a Honda Accord, right? What is this crap? Hell, this is not Honda Accord. This is Dodge, from what I understand. Now, the last time I was in the U.S. was in 2010, apart from hijackings. That's 15 years ago. 2009. So this looks to me that this is where the hell is that thing? Okay, so there is cars over there. It's going to show what else do we have there. It looks to me Dodge or whatever that is. So I am just really curious about, these are Dodge cars, man. This is not okay. So you got to do it like this. I'm going to take a screenshot of that one. This is going to be the last one, like this. Boom. Thank you. It looks almost like a Honda. Hey, it looks almost like a Honda Accord to me, but it's not Honda Accord. No. That's definitely not a Honda Accord. And we're going to do it like that. And that way we're going to know immediately this was one of the most violent Serbian animals involved in MK Ultra and so-called MK Ultra, this one here. And one Serbian Chetnik, a real fucking nobody from nowhere, and I'm talking about just any of them, was God for Americans when compared to me. When Russians unscrewed that pipe, money, these criminals turned into gods. When they opened the gas pipe, when they opened the oil pipe, they were gods. They reached the status of gods. 2016 Avenger is this 2015 Charger. Yeah. There you go. So 2016, 2015 I should say. Everything 2015, 2015, 2015 except that, you know, the car that I like. And you were able to see what the difference. It's called Nissan Maxima. 2015 looks like this. I'm gonna do it this. (2020). However, we're gonna use this one because it's white like that, so that you can notice the main to the hell with it. Let's close this down. Okay, this is just fine with me. This is perfect, like a school example that you can see basically the main difference that I am going to outline. We're going to do like this. Take this a little bit bigger. We're gonna go here like this. This is where everything happens basically. Now you can see you don't need special explanation, but yes, I'm going to outline this and this here, which in 2020, even in 2020, I had a psychiatrist, Peter Kapsch, video recording themselves explaining me the difference. So do you think that you are providing help to me? Or you're providing help to yourself? What are you trying to establish? You did go to the distance with my getting 4 hours of sleep a day, experiencing real cancer issues, with my father practically killed inside of the home for elderly people, to prove that you were actually on my side, to prove that you are beneficial for me, to prove that you were in fact on my side. All along that you were trying to help me, but you don't have to worry about it no more. Beginning this video, you don't have to worry about it no more. This case here of Schmerz, this is what it will be, and it shall be, and it will stay this way till I actually get you where you should have been in the first place. Garbage like you, a scum like you, this is what I get from every dumpster. There was zero good inside of you. I stated that the whole case was based on good existed for the sake of evil. It was, because you guys were nothing other than evil. You guys are scum. This case here, this stuff here, this one, this boy was in Ljubljana in 2015. He had me also inside of his apartment in 2013, among other. He had this desktop from the mom, and I can very well describe exactly what it looked like, all that stuff that he played with. This girl, how old the hell is she? This one is 21. In 2015 in Ljubljana, this boy was just 11 years of age. And in 2013, he was just 9 years of age. And this one here is just 15 years of age. She was involved in this case. She was since I remember her, since she was 7 years old. That's a neighbor. It's his neighbor. That's a Kosovo girl. And this one here is a German. I did make not a guess. I used to recall through the memories about who this guy was. Made a major mistake because of the stuff that I well described. This is why I took time to explain this stuff. Yeah. So, see. The bigger corruption that I faced, there is impossible to face. This is incredible. Incredible. The hatred that I had to cope with and suffer because of you guys is impossible to even explain. You are truly, truly despicable. Truly despicable. So, this is the description of what you were also able to download. You see this stuff here? This? I protected myself. You have seen that stuff, download blog, to make sure that everything that you see here is written down. About her son, is not a son of the immigrant. I don't think that this is a son of the immigrant. He is nowhere on the picture of what I describe this as one or the other. They had many Germans interesting of a mixed racial background interested in any kind of opportunity for the state-sponsored terrorism. This is like a catalog. You go to the store, you get the catalog from the state, and you get to choose on which crime do you want to play whatever villain. This is the way it is. This is precisely the way this stuff is done. So, he's not of any Italian complexion, anything like that. But this here is how I'm gonna fuck you. This here, this is your death right there. This is what will bury you. This stuff here, this one here, that's when I get you. About the shooter's mother and her family. Shooter's mother has university degree. She does. And was even presented to me as a matrimonial option, doesn't matter. Was involved in with few other same age, yes, doesn't matter. Mom and her dad live possibly in the same apartment building. And that's a questionable. Mom, dad, basically the family, therefore, as I am about to explain to you, might have even lived inside of the house. It's possible. Yeah? The house, which, however, was inherited by her brother, who also has a university degree, is an engineer. So, remember, you did not put this anywhere in the media. And the stuff the fuck I do is, I go behind your back completely. Way behind your backs. I go back in time to fuck you. Well over 30 years to screw you up. That's where you're gonna find me. You know, and then I suggested before the two move out, like they were inside of the apartment before the two moved out. No. It could be that they were either inside of the apartment building, for which I pointed out is this one right here. just properly, and for which the mother claimed me. They used to live like this, just as was done during MK Ultra, right at the top of the building, in the middle of it, because the father was a police officer. Do you understand me what the fuck I'm saying? You tell the person stuff like this during MK Ultra, you drive one insane, isn't it? He is lucky if he can recall this shit. While at the same time, the parents might be completely other people. I started to suspect that there was another couple. The one in the apartment building even appeared to me that mother was a stay-at-home lady. Do you understand? This is where I get you. So, the old mom and papa either moved to the son from the apartment building, just as I described in the blog. Son got married, house, this is how they brainwash me with. And or a possibility also exists, and I can describe all this stuff. Possibility also exists that son was the one who stayed at home while the daughter moved into the apartment building you see right there, to continue basically with the schizophrenia, with the brainwash, with the massage, with the brain massage, with the lies that they supported throughout MK Ultra process. Yeah, and drive me insane, convincing me that this is what it is. Most likely, or I should say just as likely as if they were inside of the apartment, and maybe even more likely, this family used to live inside of the house, not inside of the apartment building, and she was the one who moved out of the house to the apartment building to live on her own with her hubby, with her husband. It was a very short matrimony and extremely rocky. Extremely rocky stuff. So there you have it. I gave you absolutely good background. She most likely does have a brother, and both of these have a university degrees. She has and her brother has. So that kind of stuff you're not going to find anywhere, unless even this kind of stuff was all a lie. I was guaranteed that this whole thing will be a lie. By numerous people they have involved in this crime. However, I do believe that there is partially some truth to it. And if there is no truth to this stuff here, it is still problematic in some way, that somebody would still have a Some kind of problems with all this stuff, the stuff I do? If I have any kind of problems, I will just go ahead and I will identify for you all the teachers, professors, entire school, beginning the 1980. Did you understand what I stated to you now? Facially, I will go over the professors, teachers of the school, and I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of faces. You're going to provide me with the facial characteristics, features, and I'm going to go and I'm going to break you down which teachers did and which teachers were not employed that facially basically recognize them. You got yourself in more problem than you think, is what I'm trying to tell you. You, even if you want to think you're so smart, you're not so smart. You can do a lot of stuff to the person that is drugged up, but you're dealing with me. You're not dealing with just I understand this crime was entirely based, this was dedicated completely to the crime, but I'm so fucking good at this that I can get to you. You understand? You cannot get away from me, not even with this one. And it doesn't matter if you planted this crime for 4 years. I'm still, the ace, you know, the card, the ace card, is still up my sleeve. I'm still going to pull one at one point and destroy you with it. We're going to be walking the streets, going back and forth, and I'm still going to pull all of a sudden one ace, and I'm going to throw you in your face. And it's going to be one completely out of fucking time, and bury you. Simple as this. Because to somebody like myself, there is nothing any of you can possibly even do. None of you can. You would if you could, but you can't, because you don't have what it takes. I don't see what the fuck is this. This is not the school, the right school. Let's see this stuff again. Why the hell are they doing this shit to me here with this? Bork Dreierschutzensgasse. Dreierschutzensgasse. I did explain you the issue behind the school, behind the way they did the stuff. Yeah, it's possible they did here. It's very possible they did here. Bork Dreierschutzensgasse. But yeah, I had the people here inside the house. They were asking, well, Germans, which one it is? Which one it is? You see, you don't even know which one it is. I don't know. You're right. Yesterday, it indicated another school where I was doing this stuff. Maybe I should have even video record this stuff. But there is something else that I have to say to you. Yeah, you don't even know which school it is. Yeah, well, I mean, this goes to tell tons about you. You know, this goes to tell a lot about you. There is a tal here, you see. It goes to tell more about you than me. That's Arnold Schwarzenegger is Geburtsstadt. The birthplace of Schwarzer Neger. Here with me, you can only get bitten up more. Every time you see me coming back to the internet, the only thing that happens is boom, boom, boom. Every time I come, I take a chunk of you. More and more and more, because of exactly what I stated to you. As a matter of fact, from now on, this is just the way it's going to be. You will get used to this. Bork Dreierschützen High School. Yeah, this was just not the case earlier. I do not understand. They appear they changed the location, which is really, it doesn't affect me in any way. I don't care. This is supposed to be like, it supposedly will give like notch to me. It would be like, you see, you don't know anything. No, I actually do. I did present you my case. Yeah, you can torture a person at one location and you can do the crime in another location. You don't have to be a rocket scientist for that. And in this case, you obviously did commit that. It takes him a while to work, talking about my browser here, because it's a lack of memory, that kind of stuff issues with this computer. And I just have to let this browser to actually come to existence. Unfortunately, this is what police provided me with. That's why my computer was destroyed. No, that's why my computers were destroyed and others' money was stolen for them and so on. That's exactly why they do the stuff like this. But why the hell is this shit here? Truly, I do not understand. I truly do not understand something. Dreierschütze. Yeah. I truly. Yeah, Dreierschütze is a Dreierschütze. Why the fuck is he changing the name to Bundesoberstufen Real Gymnasium Dreier? Why is he doing that stuff? Folks, did you see this stuff here? This gymnasium was also involved in it. Yes, I'm going to say also was involved in it. There were several different locations they were involved in it. Yes, they did. But the main one is the one I described on the blog. So why so fucking desperate? Let's do it again. Bork, why does it change it to the Bundesoberstufen Realgymnasium? I mean, hey, it says here, Bork. Okay, just a moment. So this is the right one. This is what I did describe. I did describe this one, yeah. No, I did not. I did. Wait a minute. No, this is not it. This is yet another school. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, this is Real Gymnasium. You know, this is Real Gymnasium. Let's do it like this. And we're going to do it like that. And we're going to do it like this. So that we get more of these gymnasiums, and so that I can finally again depart back to where the fuck I was. So why is it that this is the one appears to me the Google truly can do miracles. I mean, a virtual reality can really be controlled from such a great extent. Is it gonna be, oh yes, we got our internet history back. That is actually fantastic. There you go. That is actually fantastic. Peter Pizzi, 10-4. I'm trying to understand who the fuck is the Peter Pizzi. Here it says you can see it here. There you go. Wow. So this is the school I was talking about. So no, this is truly what is this German police trying to do? Let me demonstrate you the link, why I was linked to this location. Wow, that's quite insane, man. That's quite crazy. Obviously you police want me to waste more time with it, right? You want me to go and now investigate another area and so on and so forth, right? The shit is I'm not doing this stuff. Do you see what this is? Bork. You look. Real Gymnasium. Look at this. Oberstufen Real Gymnasium Bork. Monsberger Gasse. So this is not the problem with me if you have listed deliberately through your Google system schizophrenia. You have to please correct your Google engine, maps, and so on, so that people can use them efficiently. Look where you redirected me, based on the article I got from the Slovenian site. You cannot do this stuff like this to people. This is truly criminal. So you're not the police. I mean, come on. You can agree with me that I did the whole breakdown. I lost one fucking day on this stuff. And it was used to morally decimate me. And it did not. I'm really thankful to you. It's perfect. For me, it's perfect. For me, this stuff is perfect. This is gymnasium in Graz. Nekdani učenec šole. City of Graz. That's that. What I am gonna do is, what I will preferably now do here is we're just gonna go ahead. The stuff I really don't like to do, but yeah, it just needs to be done. Obviously needs to be done, otherwise I'm gonna be completely out of ability to I don't know if I'm gonna go do this stuff. What we're gonna do is we're gonna so this is gonna be yesterday. This browser is all fucked up. Older, it shouldn't be older, and so the browser doesn't give me the information about what the fuck I was doing yesterday here, etc, etc, etc. So this whole fucking computer, everything that was given to me, this whole fucking thing is dementia basically. So you're not gonna say this is not madness if you take away from person, destroy one and push one into this kind of circumstances to enforce your way of vision, your schizophrenia that you enforce through MK Ultra, so that you would get the confirmation that something is wrong with me. Like Rachel Maddow stated, you're not committed a crime yet, and in my case the crime is to believe there is a light out of the tunnel other than death. That's a crime. You did not commit yet, but you will, right? Look, the browser turned itself on. We are lucky. Let's be positive about this stuff. Let me go and see this stuff completely. I don't usually use them, but this time I really will. It won't allow me to even pause this fucking thing. Stop, start. Yeah, that's my fault. No, it won't let me do that. Alright, it's not going to allow me to do that. This here, this is simply this means for me personally, this is simply enforcing bullshit. It's okay, so we're good. We're good with this stuff. There you go. This is the same shit here. Is the same thing here. You shoot a fucking reporter. You shoot a fucking reporter. There you go. The same shit. The same. This is what I was talking to you about when they were flickering me during the incidents. The incidents to be. That's what's the best. The reporter, this reporter girl was involved. The police officer right there who shoot her in their ass was involved. Supposedly is the guy, and I think it is, who got married in 2015, something like that. She was always single from what I recall. At least in 2015 she was. I told you about what is it, Newsom, whatever this guy is from California, the what kind of school, gymnasium? What the hell is this shit here? Okay, grass shooting school. What kind of school, gymnasium? All right, so I didn't even know what kind of school. I wanted to know which school is this shit. And so gymnasium, you see, this was yesterday, right? You can see here Graz shooting, what kind of school of gymnasium? At 11:48 yesterday. Today is the 12th. So that's from 11. That was yesterday. I wanted to learn about what the hell this shit was about. So what I do is I look for the address to see what is this, what kind of school, so that I can go and see the school. Which school was it? So it says here, I can tell you that the first is here. It says Dreierschützengasse Secondary School. Now I would not go for this one here. I probably would go for this one here. Real Gymnasium, Dreierschützengasse. This is what I most likely Googled. This is what I got the information for what followed next. Yeah? So, first, I get information about what I stated to you. Right? I mean, if you go to the, what is this, from Wikipedia, what is this? Wikipedia, this should do it, right? It should be information about which one it is. Next to it, it's Bork Dreierschützengasse. But I would not go. I would go Bork Bundes Oberstufen Real Gymnasium Dreierschützengasse. So I would go to this one here. I would go to this one here, and you were able to see how what the hell this shit is. Now we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna take this off. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paste what I gave you right there. Now, let's see what's going to give me. Hey, he gave me the 42. Not the one that I was there at. So I have no idea how it did, but it did transfer me to the other school, repeatedly so. And the way you prove this kind of stuff is by using Google Maps, like that. We're gonna go use the Google Maps. This is the 12th. We're gonna go yesterday. If I get lucky that the page will load, and then we will get there so I can demonstrate it. This is the way they organize themselves with this stuff. Truly miserable stuff. They're gonna do maps. You go here. It's gonna be maybe Google.com Arizona Google Maps. That does not make any sense. Google.com Arizona map and so on and so forth. That's crazy. and everything is for today. It doesn't even give me the information about yesterday. So it's very important because it repeatedly threw me into the address to convince me. What this is basically, what you do is you tend the proofs, the evidence. What you do is it's very criminal to mislead somebody through the electronic ways, through the redirecting one to the certain page so that he would say, oh, la, 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 la. It's a big deal. And this is the area where they tortured the most. This area was actually not even so bad until they tortured through entire Graz city. Entire Graz city was involved in heavy torture. This is a very Josip Broz Tito, because of the Slovenian minority in Austria, because of the status, German post-World War II status. Adolf Hitler was not from Germany, but Adolf Hitler was instead from the Austria. And the Soviet Union, instead of having Austria occupied in exactly same way as it was done with Germany, which was divided on English, French, British parts of Germany, they allow one simply to be. In return for allowing one to be, Austria even today is not a NATO member state. It's important stuff to clarify this stuff. But this is all done yesterday, June 11, 2025. So, Peter Pozzi, I don't understand what the hell this shit is. But Oberstufenrealgymnasium Google Maps. You can see it here. It's time 10:59:11. Yes? So why would you give this kind of instructions for somebody to go? Here I see one. It even says Oberstufenrealgymnasium Borg, Monsbergergasse, etc., etc. So why do you do this stuff to somebody? You know, this is truly so criminal that it can be more criminal than that. So yes, this is the gymnasium area where I was, right? There is. What is there? What it says right there in front of you? It says Bundes Oberstufenrealgymnasium Borg Monsbergergasse. Right? This is the school. This is the real one. This is the right school. So this under no means is assistance of any kind, the stuff that you guys do. This is truly about the organized crime. This is very bad. You're hoping you're going to do the worst. And so in this case, it's important to note that the physical evidence obtained beyond any bullshit, but who the fuck in the world was searching to prove the physical evidence when it came to MK Ultra? Who the fuck, where do you get the idea that somebody had to look for the physical evidence? That's a job for the police. Don't you know this? If somebody gets raped, somebody gets abducted, tortured, that's a job for the police, not for the victim to do. So where do you guys get an idea that I need to investigate and do this kind of stuff and so on and so forth? How do you get this kind of idea? Where the fuck do you get this kind of idea? You shouldn't listen to people in London too much. You shouldn't listen to your British royals. When you still had a chance, you shouldn't listen to the fucking corrupted Joe Biden. You shouldn't listen to your FBI directors, as you did beginning 1972. You should not listen, corrupt criminals that teach you otherwise. And you see, now it's like this. Now it's a completely, I'm not going to say lost trust. The question here is only how much human awareness can I create for people to see you in blue uniforms as a police officer for what you are. That's an organized crime. You are an organized criminal network. Murderers, killers, assassins, not a police. What exactly that means? If you don't know what the fuck it means, go and ask this man here and he will explain to you everything. This one here, he's going to explain to you everything what the fuck it means. This one. If you don't know what it means, you watch this video, you will understand exactly what the hell it means. That's what that means. He already explained to you the stuff that you need to know, and so that's what this will be from now on. That's how I see this is. That's all there is. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing to discuss about. The sooner I get this case through, the sooner you're going to be at the police station locked up. And I, when it comes to uniformed police officers, will seek for the worst of the worst to be implemented against you. Now you are partners, friends, brothers and comrades of your Slovenian police officers, the way you want it to be. I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. From now on, this is the way it is. Look, I don't even know what exactly I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to this stuff here. When it comes to this Austrian problematic, I was brainwashed during MK Ultra. This is the way it's done. This is the way this stuff is done. I was brainwashed during MK Ultra inside of this room, inside of this house. Based on this stuff here, you know, and I did not investigate other location yet. I was even brainwashed to see the man who is kneeling right there on his knees by Miran Sodin, a criminal who caught ambulance vehicle on October the 30th, 2024 on me. To not talk about this stuff, for me to see him in the man that you see right there kneeling on his knees. He said, you're gonna see me, you see me like this. They talk in front of the computer. You see me even on my knees, kneeling right there. Not to talk about this stuff. This is the way it is. They turn it toxic, insane, with so much torture involved in it. And I'm not going to say that you cannot go away or you cannot go past this issue, or that you are basically challenged into a trap or something like that. No, this is not the case. This is just not the case. I accepted the invitation because of the issue that I stated. Not because I would want to be proving myself or anything like that. No, not really. I accepted the invitation just so I can make people a little bit more aware about the stuff you do, what the fuck you do. With this stuff, I was guaranteed that it's going to be psychiatric hospitalization. And what was interesting is Tanya Fayon positioned herself next to Miran Sudin, next to psychiatrist Peter Kapsch, next to Robert Golob, inside of this room, inside of this house, into the role of the good people, the people who were trying all the time to warn me not to, claiming that they were on my side, right in front of their German comrades. Ribbentrop-Molotovs, basically, Kameraden, claiming me it will be a psychiatric hospitalization. Can you imagine murderers, killers, assassins saying to you that that I did not realize, but they were on my side all the time? This is the way it was. The picture that you see right there, rehearsed, with the same people on the picture they posed with. This cabal here that you see, 2016, 2017, they started to do this stuff. This boy here, for whom I suggested you that it was shot in 2014, it's a bullshit. This boy was in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, in 2015, and he did have me inside of his apartment. I even stated here that they put this on my fault, that I was the one. They traumatized me. They bring me to the hospital and they started to traumatize me that somebody blew his head off, whatever, and survived and didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Then that they would be using one for this type of stuff. I was brainwashed by the German police that I must not talk about this stuff here, about this type of stuff here. The video that I demonstrated you, preliminary, that was released, there is on one video that can be visible that police is walking inside, this kind of stuff. They had some video recording from whatever the fuck they had and brainwashed me that I must not talk about this stuff so that they can do their stuff. So they can do that stuff. So they created such a conspiracy, such a schizophrenia, insane stuff, that anybody that would come out with this scenario would start to talk about it. They would say, oh, this guy is crazy, he's insane, and so on. So I properly explained this issue behind many other crazy scenarios recently British royals have triggered. Is the stuff that I have not posted on the internet yet. And so it looks like the British royals who were behind this stuff, desperate to get the proofs about this stuff, that they just hoped, were certain, were sure I would go on the internet and make some wild claims without explaining what this shit is, what this shit was all about, and is and was all about. This is gonna stay exactly whatever it is. I learned a little bit more about how the police is doing this stuff, who you actually are, what you really are. But the thing about it is, I have to say this to police, you are too small, you are too unimportant in this case, that so this must go to the internet for people to understand, see the stuff you do, the type of work you actually do, this type of work you actually perform, the stuff that you do. This here, this issue with this card, this was just completely decisive for me. This element was just overwhelmingly so criminal, so reminded me of the stuff, the way you do the rotten stuff, that I decided that show must go on. we have to go on with this stuff here. It says here, on October 6, 2023, an officer pulled over a Toyota sedan for several traffic violations. You people are very dangerous, and the world must acknowledge you as such. I realize I will not win this game till I destroy you completely, like completely, entirely, till I actually get people on my side to such a degree that they will start to talk about this stuff so much, understand about the stuff that you do next to police work, other work. I'm not saying that you are not doing all kinds of work, but that this is illegal, this is highly criminal stuff that you have done. And for the sake of your patience and for the sake of your psychiatry and so on, I will not bend down. This stuff is going to the internet. There you go. Pertaining also to this crime, the only thing I'm going to make in the claims in respect to this stuff is that based on what I see, and I have not even seen that other location, the one that they advertise now, newly, this one here, Borg, Dreierschützengase. From what I recall, the Borg Dreierschützergase, this one here is what Arnold Schwarzenegger even claimed me was the one that he attended, that this was his school or something. Listen, I shouldn't even say this stuff I'm talking about is truly retarded. The impression they make on me through MK Ultra about this, involving also Arnold Schwarzenegger in this issue, this is so powerful that pulls you so much inside in this stuff that, like, on a heartbeat you can make a big mistake and you are in trouble because of this stuff. Arnold Schwarzenegger undoubtedly was one of the criminals involved in this stuff here, that because of whom, you know, I found I lost 53 years of life, you know. So then it's up to Schwarzenegger to explain if he was a solution, if he was a help, or he was something else. I like this video. This is a very good stuff because it's a lot to learn from this video on how police does it. The power of the police is all based on the brutality, violence. The violence is not so bad, but in my case, the political stuff, the trust that I mentioned to you, like, this shit started when I was a baby. That was a detrimental factor. And so if you ever find yourself in this kind of situation, so I should say the people who administer this stuff, the society, should be aware that when it comes to the government crime, the governments will always take the side of the certain government against the certain single individual. They will never take the side of the individual. They will always go together, united, on a massive scale against an individual. This is always the way it is. I don't give a three fuck about whose side you take in America or Germany or wherever. Here, you're not going to be taking any sides anymore. Here, in my case, you're not going to be taking any sides anymore. I don't know how you see this. I don't know how you feel about it. Whether you feel like you were kicked out of something that is not right and this and that. This is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. Damage you caused is already so substantial, so big. I'm now going toward 54. I'm over half a century old that I will not allow you to cross back anymore. You will not. This case, the way you did this case, this is the way it is. You forge absolutely everything, by the way. This is the only authentic case ever. We already have so many people that were involved in the torture that are posing as even as a victims of I don't know, gang stalking and I don't know what kind of stuff over there on the internet. That I know that this is the one and the last, the only case, a pristine, real, the true, based on the true events cases to what is coming in the future, the bigger threat than all kinds of whatever, artificial intelligence and whatever, it's the people that they are using in the process of doing this stuff. It's going to be a bigger threat than anything else, is the rotten human mind that is doing this kind of stuff, that knows no fucking limits, knows no limits, is just everything is, alles ist normal, everything is normal.